Good afternoon, traders. It is Friday, August 22nd, 2014. The U.S. stock market is closed. Hey, the market god smiled on us today. They really did, and I'm happy. You know, we had $8,000, almost $8,000 of negative open trade equity yesterday on the close, and it looked terrible. It looked to me like we were going to get massacred today, and I was pretty pessimistic about it. Well, you know, somehow we ended up, we closed out about $2,000 negative in closeout trades, and you know, that's pretty good when you're looking at, you know, I was looking at, I thought maybe we could have a like $15,000 loss today on closeout. Anyway, we got out with only negative 2,000, but better yet, we got in a bunch of good trades today, and we're carrying over $7,000 over the weekend going into Monday. So we had a winning day, you know. After thinking that the sky was going to fall, we ended up having a fabulous Friday and a winning day. Just fantastic. And you know, I just want to point out that we did that by following the system. Things got so horrible today. For a while, I put my 13-year-old son in charge of the markets today. he can trade. He knows what to do. And I just said, you know, do what the computer says to do. Don't do anything else. Just do what the computer says to do. And that's how I deal with my anxiety. And by following the system. Just follow the system. Anyway, I went out and did some shopping while he was doing the trading for me. But let me just tell you a very quick little story. I'll tell you a little bit more about this guy when I have a little bit more time. But there's a guy named Larry Williams that he's been in the industry for a long time. Larry's biggest claim to fame is that he took $10,000 in about 6 months, turned that into over $1 million. Just fabulous performance. Now, I happen to know something a little more about this because a close friend of Larry showed me his actual broker statements, and it was quite amazing. But I tell you just a quick little story. Toward the end of this contest, which of course Larry won, he had a bond position on, and this bond position was so big that like every single tick of the bonds changed his equity like $25,000–$30,000. So yeah, Larry could go take a pee and come back, and his equity could change by $100,000–$150,000. No human being can stand that. No, you know, emotionally you can't stand it. Yet Larry is the best system trader in the world. He was the guy that taught me this lesson. If you're going to trade a system and you change the system because of your emotions, you do not have a system. You have to stick with the system, stick with the system, stick with the system. Anyway, Larry's system was he had to stay in this bond position for like an hour and a half more or something. He's watching these screens. He's seeing these equity changes of $25,000, $35,000 with just a flick of the hand. He realizes he can't take this. He picks up his car keys, gets in his car, goes out in the country, and drives around and enjoys the scenery. And that's basically what I did today. I couldn't watch it. I just had to leave, and I came back and everything was better. In fact, we had a winning day. So you got to stick with the system, folks. Hey, that's the lesson to learn. Stick with the system. Don't deal with your emotions. The way you deal with your emotions is say, I'm not going to trade my emotions. I'm going to trade a system, and I'm going to stick with it, and that's how I'm going to make money. Anyway, let's take a look at this. Okay, we're looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average here, and I said yesterday, you know, Robert's Rule of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 up days in a row. We are not going to have an update today, and that's exactly what happened. The Dow actually closed down 38 points today. I would tell you something, though. I actually would have liked to seen a sharper sell-off, and this 38 points doesn't amount to much. We are up in this resistance area. You see 1, 2, 3 red lines here. The fourth line is someplace up here, and that represents all-time record highs for the Dow. So we're up against the ceiling, and I don't like to be there. I would like to see this, you know, I would like to see the market break that ceiling, but I don't think the way it's acting today that's going to do it from here. I think it's got to come back down and take another run at it. That's my theory, but you know, what do I know? And I will assure you that Dow Jones Industrial Average is going to do something just because I want it to. But I'm not real pleased with this formation, but it certainly is a strong market. It does not want to sell off, it seems like, no matter what. I'll show you a couple trade. Oh, listen, I want to show you why I had to leave my son in charge of trading today and go shopping. This is JRJC again. I've been talking a lot about this market, but the reason I'm talking about it is back here just 3-4 days ago, we took a trade out of there worth $32,000, a biggest trade of the year for us. Absolutely spectacular. And then it pulled back some, and then you know, you heard me talk on the videos when I saw this. I said this thing's going higher. Oh God, we're probably going to get back in it, and we did get back in it yesterday. And you know, this was a scary place to go buying this thing. This price that we bought this at is probably, you know, $8,000 to $10,000 higher than where we got out. So we're really buying this extremely volatile market in the sky. It kept going, and when we got up here, we were actually plus about $4,000. Then the thing reverses. Scares the heck out of me. Scares the heck out of customers. By the time we get down here, we are showing almost negative $8,000 in JRJC. So we've gone from plus 4,000 to negative 8,000 on the close yesterday. We come in this morning, and you know, when I looked at this chart, I thought, you know, I don't want to say this in the video, but this darn thing could open down here. You know, this could be a $20,000 loss, folks. But trade the system. Trade the system, trade the system. So it opens up this morning, no improvement at all. I think it was negative 7,000 or something like that. And I could hardly watch it. I think, and then it starts climbing here. And I put on StockTwits, hey, short squeeze is on in JRJC, and this does look to me like a short squeeze. Anyway, when it gets up here, if you can believe it, we went from being negative about $8,000 down here to being up over $1,000 here. This thing had gone positive. This horrible trade, it was just killing us, had gone positive. And then it started to retreat again. That's when I picked up my car keys and says, son, do the trading. Just do what the computer says. And when it got down here, it's down again $4,000. Then it starts creeping up. And by the time we get out of here, we're negative $13,000. So, you know, this isn't a big loss at all. So you look at this, and we have a $32,000 winning trade here, and we have a negative $1,300 trade here. That's not bad. I will take those trades anytime. And how do we do that? We do it by following the system. I tell you folks, it's not me. I don't know what this market's going to do, but I do know how to trade a system, and that's why we have these great profits in JRJC. I'll show you one last trade that was really good today. This was in DEP technology, and I just love this. I mean, look at this thing drifting along, just flat as a board, hardly doing anything. I see some kind of blank spots in there, so it's low volume and everything. And then coming in today, boom, this thing takes off. We jump into this just as soon as we can, and it keeps climbing very sharply, and we are holding over $3,000 in open trade equity in Adept Technology, and that's part of the reason, good part of the reason why we are holding over $7,000 over the weekend. Anyway, fabulous Friday. I'm happy. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.